Everybody's running off into white collar jobs. You're told in life that you have to go through school and you have to get a higher education and you have to pursue a white collar job in a white collar industry. And if you don't do this with your life, you are ultimately going to fail at life. You're going to sell yourself short and you're going to have a less quality life over time if you don't do this with your life. And this is a load of nonsense, guys, because what I'm seeing in the skilled trades today is that there are people that are making doctors' salaries in the skilled trades, wearing a pair of work boots and not having to take on all the debt that comes with pursuing a white collar degree. And so my advice for you is do not conform to this stupid way of thinking. There are other ways. There are better ways to pursue better opportunities in life, especially if you're young and you're trying to figure out what it is that you want to do in life. The person that ultimately swims in the opposite direction of the way that society wants you to go is often the person that ultimately wins in life. And this person can typically live life by their own design. And so in today's video, we're going to first pull up a chart that is going to once and for all dismiss this idea that you have to pursue a career in white collar in favor of actually starting a business in the skilled trades, because even a small business in the skilled trades will net you so much more profitability and have so much more upside potential over time. Also, at the end of this video, we're going to break down why the profitability in the skilled trades is just growing year after year, and it's going to continue to become more profitable over time to own a business in this part of the market. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, my name is Adam Zwingler, and this channel is devoted to helping people start with an idea, pick a really good idea in the skilled trades, and over a decade of time, scale it to $10 million in annual revenue. That is what we're doing with our sandblasting and painting business right now. And we are taking all of the experience of that and dumping it into videos that are teaching people how to basically do the exact same thing with their own business. So if you're interested, consider liking and subscribing. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this chart. So this chart is actually just a big picture view of potentially the pros or cons of pursuing a white collar career versus a skilled trades business, guys. Key here is actually building a business, not becoming a skilled trades laborer, but actually building a business, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the white collar side first. First off, you're probably going to be spending at least $50,000 on your education, okay? That's a negative. We put that in red. Second, you're probably going to have to invest 4 years of your time or more while you pursue this white collar education. Third, there's a high chance that white collar industries can have AI disruption. And we are going to get into that a little bit later in this video, exactly what we're seeing with that. Fourth, we have potential for higher layoffs. We've noticed just this year alone in the tech industry, there's been 200,000 layoffs. So there's a higher degree for potential layoffs, and your income potential is looking like it's somewhere between 80 and 150,000. That's what I'm seeing. I know that I have currently employed certain white collar people in my organizations, and I'm seeing that even after about a decade of them working, most of them have not reached the upper bound of $150,000 a year. They're usually sitting somewhere between 80 and 120,000. So that seems to be where a lot of these white collar jobs end up landing in terms of income potential. Now, on the flip side, skilled trades. Well, it only takes you about $5,000 to go and learn a skilled trade. And in terms of time invested, it really only takes you about a year to learn a skilled trade. Now, maybe some of the skilled trades take a little bit longer, maybe some of them take a little bit less, but I can tell you one thing, majority of them don't take years to learn. You can learn most of any of these skilled trades on the job over the course of a year, okay? Number 3, there's really very little chance that you can have AI disruption in the skilled trades. Guys, labor is labor. It's been labor for centuries and it hasn't changed. Roofing is roofing, painting is painting, digging ditches is digging ditches. AI is not going to come in and really change that or disrupt that the way that it can with white collar. Not to say that it can't on some level, but it's very minimalistic, the fear of AI in the skilled trades. Fourth, there's very little potential for layoffs, and you will will see in some of these future charts that we're going to show in this video, there's actually a shortage of labor. So the odds of getting laid off in the skilled trades is almost non-existent. They're just hoping anybody is going to show up and do any amount of work. And fifth, if you start a business in the skilled trades and you build it to $1 million a year in business, which is basically having 5 or 6 employees, guys, you will potentially be making $300,000 a year or more. And the upside potential just goes on from there. Truly, okay? Even plumbers that are working for themselves are making $300,000 a year right now, guys, in the skilled trades. So that should be a quick overview to show you that this idea of pursuing a career in white collar industries and going and getting a higher education is almost becoming nonsense, guys. It doesn't make sense anymore to actually take half a decade of your life and go and get this degree, which means nothing at this point. Your time would be better suited to start a business in the skilled trades where there's an underserved market and build value into society, and society will truly reward you for that effort. And so if you are considering breaking up with this idea of pursuing a white collar education in the pursuit of potentially building a business in the skilled trades, you will probably need a website. And this is one of the things that we can actually help you with. If you come over to buildupuniversity.com, which is our membership website, there's a section over there called Website Template Builder. We have graphically laid out 3 beautiful designs for potential websites. It's a one-page website, but we put it all on one page. So you've got a gallery in there and a bunch of other nice sections. And basically, you take 10 or 15 minutes, you fill out this form, you give us all of your information, you authorize us to use pictures or give us pictures, and we can take this layout, one of these layouts, and we can build you something quite professional and beautiful for whatever industry you decide to go into. And we can get it done in about a 2 to 3 week period. So it kind of gets the ball rolling for you quickly. It's inexpensive, and we've got really good feedback from the people that have actually gone through this in terms of it being an easy to use system to just get this piece of starting a business done and out of the way. All right, so jumping back into this video. Now, in a recent Forbes article, white collar, college educated professionals are having a harder time than ever finding a new job and are facing greater job insecurity, even if they do have a job. According to layoffs.fyi, there's been upwards of 200,000 layoffs just in tech industries alone this year. And to add fuel to the fire, AI could replace the equivalent of 300 million jobs worldwide. Let that sink in, guys. White collar is, as you can see with this chart that is coming up on the screen, white collar has a lot of things that are eating away at the potential job pool. You've got $200,000 of jobs layoffs. You've got 300 million worldwide jobs that are getting replaced by AI. And so the pool of jobs that is potentially available for the white collar industries is shrinking quickly. As you can see with this other chart, the blue collar situation and jobs in the skilled trades has a totally different story to it. And what you're seeing is that basically there's a massive shortage of potential labor. As you can see with one of these articles that I'm going to pull up, 2.2 million jobs are actually needed just in the construction industry to build homes going into the future here. We have a massive shortage. So the job pool, the available workers in the skilled trades is not nearly enough to actually satisfy the amount of jobs that are available in this part of the market. And pulling up another chart, and what we know is that for every 7 construction workers and skilled trades workers that are retiring right now, there's only 1 young new guy that's coming in behind him to take those jobs. So the job pool, the labor pool is shrinking over time in the skilled trades. And so I created this chart to show you that there is a potential massive shortage of blue collar workers and labor that is going to be affecting this industry in the years to come, in the next 5 to 10 years to come. And so you have to ask yourself, what's going to happen when there's a very small amount of potential workers that can actually do the skilled trades, but there's all this demand and all of this need for actual skilled labor? Well, as a business owner, if you have an organization in the skilled trades, guess what you're going to be able to do? You're going to be able to charge more Okay. And you're already seeing it because with my sandblasting company, we're charging $2,500 a day to send a guy out. And if you go over here and you get your car worked on, what used to be $50 or $60 an hour to work on a car is now $160 an hour at the automobile shop down the road from us. So you can see that the amount that business owners are charging in the skilled trades is just getting jacked way higher because there's nobody to do the work. And so having a business in the skilled trades makes a ton of sense at this point in time. Something else to consider when you're weighing the two between white collar and skilled trades is that typically in white collar, as you get older and as you get more experienced and as your income goes up, as you get closer to the end of your career, you become a lot more expendable, guys. We see this a lot in white collar industries where over time, you literally get to a point where you're so experienced and your salary is so high that you work yourself right out of being able to get a job because people don't want to pay as much as you're actually worth or as much as you think you're worth. So later in your career, as you get closer to the end of your career, companies are actually looking to replace you and put younger blood in at a much more inexpensive rate. And so you become more expendable. In blue collar, here's what happens in blue collar and why this is so interesting. Over the course of a 20 or 30-year period, you become so skilled and so knowledgeable that you become invaluable. And really that word says valuable, but it should say invaluable because companies don't want to part with you. You can train up the younger people in your organization and the knowledge and the skill set and the trade that you've learned through the decades is so invaluable to the job sites that these companies are working on that it's almost impossible to really let these people go because if you are good at what you do and you get along well with people, building a business in the skilled trades and becoming knowledgeable at that higher level, you are the farthest thing from expendable. You are just invaluable to a company. I feel like society has diminished the value of the blue collar worker and diminished the value of building a company in the skilled trades. It's almost as if society has turned their back on this even being a valuable career path for people that are looking to build something successful for life. And it's really disappointing to see that that's happened, but in that problem is a massive opportunity for anybody that's willing to swim away from the way that society is teaching you to go and build something significant over here where there's nobody building anything right now, right? So I'm gonna wrap this up. If you've liked this video, I highly recommend this other video, which we will put a link up to, which is basically teaching you a methodical process for how to analyze companies in the skilled trades and pick one with complete certainty and know if it's going to make a lot of money and be highly profitable. And it really just kind of helps you get started in the right direction to figure out how to pick the right business to start and then scale it towards that $10 million annual revenue mark. All right, on to the next, guys.